The old wooden porch groaned beneath my boots as I hammered the last nail into place, never imagining that a single joke spoken through tears would change the direction of two lonely lives forever. The whole neighborhood believed I was simply helping a widowed neighbor with a broken porch, but no one knew that behind those cracked wooden boards were years of grief, silent meals, sleepless nights, and a woman who had forgotten what hope looked like. What happened after she smiled sadly and wished I had been her husband wasn't the beginning of a romance. It was the beginning of two broken hearts discovering that kindness sometimes repairs far more than wood ever could. Before we continue this emotional journey, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who still believes in second chances, and subscribe to Ripple of Kindness. Every small action helps these stories reach people who may need hope today. I had spent most of my life fixing things. As a carpenter, I could repair sagging roofs, cracked fences, damaged floors, and aging porches. But there was one thing I had never learned to repair, and that was loneliness. 5 years earlier my marriage had quietly fallen apart after endless misunderstandings and painful distance. We never hated each other, but love slowly disappeared until silence became louder than every conversation we once shared. Since then, I lived alone in a small house on the edge of town, keeping myself busy with work because empty evenings were harder than long days. Across the street lived Grace, a widow in her early 50s. Everyone respected her because she never complained despite carrying more sorrow than anyone should. Her husband, Michael, had passed away after a sudden illness nearly 4 years earlier. Their only son had moved overseas for work, promising frequent visits that slowly became rare phone calls. Grace kept her garden beautiful even when she rarely smiled. Every morning she watered flowers that bloomed brighter than her own spirit. The porch outside her home had become dangerously worn, with loose boards and shaky railings, but she insisted she would manage somehow. One rainy afternoon I noticed her nearly lose her balance while carrying groceries. She caught herself before falling, but the frightened expression on her face stayed with me long after she walked inside. That evening I gathered leftover lumber from previous jobs, loaded my tools into my truck, and knocked on her door. She hesitated before accepting my offer, explaining she couldn't afford a repair. I simply told her that neighbors help neighbors, and sometimes kindness doesn't need an invoice. The next morning I began removing the rotten boards. Underneath the surface, the damage was worse than anyone could see. Moisture had weakened the support beams, and years of neglect had nearly destroyed the foundation. As I worked, I realized people often carry hidden damage the same way old porches do. From a distance everything appears stable, but underneath there are cracks formed by storms nobody else witnessed. For 3 days I worked from sunrise until evening. Grace occasionally brought me lemonade or coffee even though I repeatedly told her she didn't have to. We spoke very little, but comfortable silence slowly replaced awkwardness. I noticed framed family photographs through her living room window. Every picture included Michael smiling beside her. Dust covered many of the frames, yet she had never removed them. Love had remained inside that house even after life had moved on. On the 4th afternoon I finished sanding the final railing. Grace stepped onto the restored porch carefully, almost afraid to believe it was safe again. She looked around with watery eyes before quietly laughing for the first time since I had known her. Then, almost absent-mindedly, she smiled through her tears and joked that she wished I had been her husband. The words were followed by embarrassed laughter, but beneath the humor was years of loneliness speaking louder than she intended. Neither of us said anything afterward. We simply stood there watching the evening sun settle behind the trees while birds crossed the orange sky. I understood that she wasn't replacing Michael in her heart. She was mourning the simple comfort of having someone beside her when life became difficult. There is a difference between forgetting someone and missing companionship, and grief often confuses the two. Over the following weeks I found more reasons to stop by. Sometimes I repaired a leaking faucet. Other times I trimmed branches hanging over her roof or helped carry heavy groceries. She began baking extra bread, always insisting she had made too much. Slowly our conversations became longer. We spoke about childhood dreams, old family traditions, mistakes we regretted, and the strange emptiness that follows losing people we love. For the first time in years, both of us laughed without feeling guilty afterward. Not everyone understood. Some neighbors whispered that it was too soon, even though 4 years had passed since Michael's death. Others assumed we were secretly dating. Their opinions spread faster than truth ever does. Grace became distant again, worried people would think she had forgotten her husband. I saw the sadness returning to her face, and it hurt because kindness had accidentally become another burden she had to carry. One Sunday afternoon I found her sitting alone on the repaired porch staring at the empty rocking chair that had once belonged to Michael. She admitted she still talked to him in her thoughts every evening. She feared moving forward meant leaving him behind forever. I gently reminded her that love isn't measured by how long we remain miserable. The people who truly loved us would never want grief to become our permanent home. Remembering someone and living again can exist together. Those words seemed to lift something invisible from her shoulders. She began volunteering at the local food pantry, helping elderly neighbors with shopping, and planting flowers in front of abandoned homes throughout the neighborhood. The kindness she had received multiplied into kindness for countless others. Watching her smile return felt more rewarding than any paycheck I had ever earned. Months later her son surprised her with a visit from overseas. I expected him to be protective or suspicious of my friendship with his mother, but instead he thanked me quietly. He confessed he had spent years feeling guilty for living so far away. Knowing someone had been there when she needed help allowed him to breathe easier. That conversation reminded me that sometimes the greatest gift we can give another family is simply showing up when life becomes overwhelming. As seasons changed, the repaired porch became the neighborhood's favorite gathering place. Children stopped to admire Grace's flowers. Elderly couples rested there during evening walks. Holiday decorations covered the railings each winter, and laughter slowly replaced silence. What had once been a symbol of decay became a reminder that broken things can become beautiful again when someone chooses compassion over convenience. If this story has touched your heart so far, please support Ripple of Kindness by liking this video, sharing it with your friends and family, and subscribing for more stories that remind us how powerful simple acts of kindness can truly be. Before we reach the ending, please leave a comment below and tell us, what small act of kindness has changed your life or someone else's forever? A full year after I repaired that porch, Grace handed me a small wooden plaque she had secretly ordered. It now hangs beside my workshop door. Carved into the wood were simple words that I will never forget: some people repair houses. The rare ones repair hope. Every time I see those words, I remember that I never became her husband, and I never tried to replace the man she loved. Instead, I became the neighbor who reminded her that life still held warmth beyond grief. In return, she reminded me that loneliness isn't defeated by grand gestures or perfect timing. It disappears one sincere act of kindness at a time. Sometimes the strongest foundations are built not with nails and lumber, but with compassion, patience, and the courage to care for someone expecting nothing in return. And perhaps that is the greatest repair any human heart can ever receive.